Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy TDub was blazing the sports. Listen, guys, we are back. I am live again after taking some time and watching the post-fight press conference for Shawn Porter and Terence Crawford in their exciting back and forth matchup that ended in Terence Crawford stopping Showtime Shawn Porter. Guys, when I tell you this one was good. This one was good. Shawn Porter got off to a fast start, right? Winning early rounds against Terence Crawford as Terence Crawford was doing his best to stay cool, calm, and collected. And Terence Crawford had a strong second half, dialing in on sharp encounter and exchanges against Shawn Porter. Well, guys, shout out to Common Sense. I predicted 8th round knockout. Fishing with El Campo Luis Porter announced his retirement. Yes. So, guys, as I go live, I was going to do this video in the morning. I said, you know what? Knowing my voice, I might not be able to speak it. While I am up, while I am still in the office, guys, I jumped to the, I was watching still the Showtime, the top rank, broadcast. And I'm like, where's the post-fight press conference? So I go to Old Faithful YouTube, and there it is. And Shawn Porter's already in progress, so I rewind it back. I'm like, I don't want to miss nothing, right? Shawn Porter comes to the post-fight press conference, has his shades on, and he's still, giving praise to Terence Crawford, to his dad. And the one thing I like to say about Shawn Porter is that Shawn Porter, his level of respect and understanding of his father, to me, I salute. And I remember having this conversation with American Past Travel during the last video, to where we was talking about Shawn Porter and how Kenny was acting, and I wasn't quite cool with it. American Past Travel said, you know what, their bond, is super strong, and I get that from Shawn Porter, and I'm thinking almost, at least just thinking, I could be different, but like if I was in the other hand, I might be thinking a little bit different, but the father knows his son, the son knows his father, and no one knows their relationship like they know their relationship. And Shawn Porter had a great amount of respect for his father, and I admire that. But what came in the conversation, later in the conversation, shocked me, and I believe it shocked Kenny Porter, even though he said it didn't. Salute to Common Sense that I predicted 8th round knockout. Fishing with El Campo Luis Porter announced his retirement. The expert genius, salute. What's up, champ? Where you been at, big dog? Terrell retire, bro. Yes, let's get into it. TDub, what it do? Salute to the chat. Yes, I'm back, man. I'm back. TDub, real ninja. I'm out here, bro. I told everyone Bud by TKO, and he retired Porter. We gonna talk about it, man. Craig Watts, what's up, champ? What's up, my man? I heard Porter was winning until the KO. He threw the W away. Bud got the killer instinct. I think the unofficial scorecards, 2 of them had Bud up by 1 round, and 1 of them had Bud up by 3 rounds. The expert genius says, just play about retirement. From the UK, from respect, Craig Watts, man. Salute, man, to the real UK fans out there, man, bro. Some of you guys can especially when it comes to AJ and Hayden Wilder, it can be different. But I appreciate the love, and still never got a chance to travel to UK. I've definitely a place that when I look up that I would like to go one day. And, I have no hard feelings with no one, no country for sure. So guys, matter of fact, I'm gonna put it on here just as I still got it up, man. I still have it up. I still have it up.
What were the first words you told your son after you entered the ring? Because you were pretty adamant as the second knockdown happened. I saw you immediately.
Oh, guys, this is the first thing that shocked me, man. Oh my gosh. Let me see if they gonna say it. Let me see. Hold on.
They jump up to the ring post that you wanted the fight stop. So as you
Listen, listen, listen.
to Shawn,
Can you guys hear this? I pray to God you can. Hold up.
what words were exchanged between you two?
Oh, that's the word. This ain't what I'm talking about. I want to hear. Hold up. That's it. That's
That's
it.
it. That's it. That's it. You're done. That's it.
Listen, listen, listen,
No, there was no argument.
listen,
He
listen.
was more within himself, mad at himself,
Jeez, I gotta figure out.
mad at what I was saying to him. Like he was kind of stuck in this.
He talking about Sean Porter was stuck in this, like beating himself down for being, you know. And I told you guys. I said, listen. I said Sean Porter. I did videos. And before the fight, when I done the video about get right or be wrong, whatever the video I did when I was at work, and I was talking about Sean Porter and his greatest strength would be his greatest weakness. Because I said his greatest strength is being able to smother people and not being able to work and just outwork them and go full blown Tasmanian devil on them. But I also said that I said when he does that, he's all offense. He doesn't have defense, and he leaves himself open for counter shots. I said this. I didn't just make this up. I said this beforehand. I said this. I told people this. And I think, listen, let's hold on. Let's keep going.
There, as he went down and he,
Because
slapped his hand.
I want to get to the point. Kenny Porter said before the fight or something, he knew he was going to stop the fight if he saw something he didn't like.
Hands on the canvas, he's pissed at himself. Not at me.
Letting it be known that Sean Porter's not pissed at him, he's pissed at himself. And I listen, I agree. When Sean Porter went down the second time, he was pissed. He got dropped again. The shots that Terence Crawford was landing at the very, very end, they wasn't even super duper clean, but Porter was already buzzed and hurt from getting caught early on, that when he started to bow down and try to evade some of them shots, he was already hurt. So when they were just glancing and kind of hitting the glove, he was already going down. He was already hurt. And he went down. And the knockdowns in this fight was way different. Way different from when he got knocked down against Adrian Broner. Jumped back up, he wanted all the smoke. When he got knocked down from Earl Spence Jr., jumped up, wanted all the smoke. When he got dropped by Terence Crawford, it wasn't quite the same. You know, Terence was still showing respect not to jump in and get caught with something crazy. But it wasn't the same. And even when Sean Porter was fighting back after that first knockdown, it wasn't a strategic fight back. It was just like, I gotta land something. I'm buzzed. I gotta land something big. Cause he was like, he was throwing these, these choppy hooks, and he got caught again in the exchange with the left hand again with these choppy hooks. And this is the first time I ever seen Sean Porter hurt. We're gonna get to the retirement too.
The beginning, he started off fighting conventional, and then he switched to his regular.
I need to be able to fast forward this thing fast. I want to get the point.
To then begin on the gas pedal. Even
You know what? And I'm listening to this as I'm skipping, man. I take my hat off so much to Sean Porter, man, because even in his loss, he is thinking about, like, I should have stepped on the gas pedal enough. I did some things wrong. Like, he is. How do you say he's critiquing his work? He's taking ownership of the things that he did wrong and could have controlled in the fight. And gosh, man, you know what's crazy? That I have more respect for Shawn Porter, more after this loss, because how this man is was taking it. Um, he did get to a retirement part, what that he didn't even tell his father about. And to be honest, this could be a spontaneous thing. This could because he's going to be asked. Cause I can't listen to this whole thing. But Shawn Porter is going to be asked by an interview. Like, listen, you fought everyone. Like, you fought everyone. You know, Devin Alexander, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Ugas, Earl Spence, and now Terence Crawford. You know, what's left? What's left to continue your career? You know, and sometimes when you're not, when you get actually faced with something like that, you know, you think about like, what else do I do? You know, if I continue at 147, all I'm doing now is giving other people opportunities. I gotta work myself back up the rankings by fighting the young guns. And now I can be used as a gatekeeper and mess around and get clipped by a young gun. Do I stay at 147 and try to work my way back to a title shot and get clipped by a young gun? Do I move to 154 or do I retire? This could be a heat in the moment. So I want to tell you guys, I need to get back to it. I can't even see my chat. He retired, man. Let me see if I can get to that. Hold on. Hold on.
Win, lose, or draw, even if it was a draw.
Listen.
We had a date. They were not to do it again. I was not going to do it again.
Listen.
I'm announcing my retirement right now.
You hear that? He said, listen. He said, win, lose, or draw. He knew he was done. They was talking about a rematch date. He knew he wasn't going to do a rematch. He was basically like, he knew that this was going to be the end. In my opinion, I don't 100% believe that. I believe if he'd have won, he would. There's no reason to retire. No, you continue. You continue when you try to fight Earl Spence Jr., who you had a close match with, or Ugas, who you beat, and you try to unify. He said that he thought the Earl Spence Jr. would have been his last match, but you know, he respects Andre Ward. Somebody asked Andre Ward about coming back for one more. You got one more left in you. And Andre Ward was like, how come I just can't have that one more left in me? Like, basically, why do I have to give that one more to the sport? Why can't I keep that in me and just live with that one more that I could have did, but I used that energy to live in progress throughout life? And it sounded like that struck home with Shawn Porter enough that where Shawn Porter's like, you know what? Listen. And he said this was for the Wilder and Fury fight, which would let you know that he was already contemplating, at least maybe in his mind, maybe he was contemplating on, you know, possibly retiring, and why he put so much effort in building his YouTube career, building his commentating career, because maybe Shawn Porter did see the end of the road coming near, but maybe this was his one more. If this one more would have been where he went out there and beat the snot out of Terence Crawford, there's no way Shawn Porter would have retired after putting up a great one more performance. Then they might be like, well, maybe you got one more in you because you just beat the pound for pound best, and now you are the new stuff in boxing. I don't think he would have retired, but when it didn't go that way, you lost, you got dropped twice, you got stopped. Your dad stopped it. First of all, and I'm gonna do a separate video too. If this is Shawn Porter's last fight, I'm gonna take my hat off to Shawn Porter. I'm gonna take my hat off to his father. I'm gonna take a hat off to all you guys who hit the like button on this video, because all you guys didn't do it. I have no idea why, but you know, okay, I get it. The hate run deep in your blood. I get it. Listen, man, I respect Shawn Porter. I respect everything he got going on. I respect everything he done in the sport of boxing. style makes fight. I went with Terence. I thought it was a one point. I thought it was closer. Then I thought it was 60-40. I still think it was a 60-40 fight. Terence Crawford pulled it out. Kenny Porter, like I said, Kenny Porter said that he know his son. He knew that Earl Spence Jr. was gonna be his last fight too. I mean, to me, it was just man.
And we were in the back room.
And when he announced this retirement, he said he didn't even talk about this with his father, which means this to me, this could be an emotional, spontaneous thought because there's a lot of fighters when they lose, they want to pressure these fighters in the ring to make a decision after they lost, and a lot of times, if you just went through a fight, see, a lot of people have never been through a fight, right? You play checkers, you play chess, you play Connect Four, and you lose, and you deal with that. It's a different feeling in losing a fight. Now, I never actually lost a actual fight in boxing, but I didn't got the best. Somebody has gotten the best of me in times in sparring, leading up to fights, to where it's just like if somebody asks you a question at that moment, you would doubt yourself. You would doubt yourself to want to continue, but the dog inside you, depending on if you're an old dog or young dog, it's either gonna push you on to keep going and getting better, or if you've been doing it for a while, it'll tell you that champ is time to hang those gloves up. So this could be an early thing from Shawn Porter, or this could actually be what he is and what he's gonna stick with his return. All right, let me give it some shout outs because I haven't been looking, guy. I just been speaking from the mind. Shout out Common Sense in the building. What it does, fishing with Eli Campo. What it do, big dog, expert genius. Terrell Gomes, American Path to Travel. Yes, sir. Craig Watt, what up with it? Yeah. Shout out to the salute to the UK. What's up with you, champ? I got like that big dog. LOL, just playing about retirement from the UK from respect. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Switching that stands up. Why did they jump down like that? What happened? I didn't say American Path to Travel. Yeah, I think I get you. Switching the stands up. What? Humble beginnings. Can we get some the zone commentary if we up our membership, please? Is the zone going on right now? Let me see. Is the zone going on right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting? Who is fighting right now? Guy, this fight was so big that I didn't even think about another fight happening right now. Let's see. Wow, he did retire. Yeah, he did retire, bro. He retired. Salute to Shawn Porter. Thanks for the great fights. Great career. Fought the best in the prime. He fought everyone. He did. Listen, he didn't leave. There is no DAZN commentary. Demetrius Andrade fought yesterday, and I called that yesterday. Like, if you guys wasn't with, I called Demetrius Andrade yesterday that he fought. I called that one. Humble beginners. I don't know who fought. Who fought yesterday? Who fought? Wow, he did retire. Yep. Salute to Shawn Porter. Thanks for the great fights and great career. Fought the best in the prime. He fought everyone. Bro, listen, I respect Shawn Porter, man. He really did fight everyone. He left 0 stones unturned when they talk about the top fighter. When you talking about when he taking on Kell Brook, Devin Alexander, Andre Berto, Adrian Broner, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Earl Spence Jr., Terence Crawford. Listen, he fought everybody that was at that level. And now, like I said, man, to me, I don't think he should. If he stayed in the sport, I don't think he should stick around at 147 because he will have to fight people like Bruce Ennis, which he already said he don't want that smoke. He might beat, to me, he might lose to Bruce Ennis, but he might beat Virgil Ortiz. Listen, Shawn, if Shawn wanted to, he could stick around, but it'd just be like it'd be like, it'd be tough sledding, man. It'd be like, okay, we're not going to get no guaranteed shot back at the champion. We got guarantees of Danny, guarantees of Keith Thurman, guarantees of Earl Spence, guarantees of Terence Crawford. Al Heyman has been amazing to us. But now, our guarantees is run out. We're going to have to fight people, get mandatory spots, and move back up the hard way. And that's a tough road. And at that point, we are jeopardizing our career. If we lose to a young gun, they're going to call us shot. It's going to hurt our career. Or we got to fight the hard road to get back up there. Mike Wilson, what's up, champ? Smash that like button, big dog. Sugar Ray, the youth doing work. Who is next for Crawford TDub? Oh, bro. I don't know. He just fought his mandatory. You know what? Right? Shawn Porter announced his retirement. Do you want to know what Terence Crawford announced? Terence Crawford announced, and everybody announced, that this was his last fight with Top Rank. Bob Arum was sitting right there next to Shawn Porter, and when Terence Crawford came out. They asked Terence Crawford about what he gonna do, possibly doing a fight-by-fight deal with Top Rank. Terence Crawford with a microphone while Bob was there being quiet, and he said, "Listen, if Bob couldn't get me the Earl Spence Jr. fight when I'm with him, how can I expect him to get the fight when I'm not with him? I gotta do what's best for me. The decision is already made." Now, if that's the case, to me, that sounds like he is not going to stay with Top Rank, and he is going more towards the PBC route. He is not going to the Zone route, because the Zone don't got no welterweights like that. He is probably going the PBC route, and even if he don't, and he still say he's not really worried about Earl Spence Jr. And he might not get the Earl Spence Jr. fight right away, but listen, but you know what? I could be wrong, because after the fight, PBC, and listen, this might be some hints, guys. Listen to me now. Listen to me. Earl Spence said the decision is already made about his career. He's not staying with Top Rank. He's doing what's best for him. PBC, after the fight, already had an artwork made up for him versus Earl Spence Jr. I don't think PBC would do that unless they already knew that Terence Crawford was going to be working with the PBC. It's Terence Crawford, LeBron James in Cleveland, now saying, you know what, it's time to take my talent to South Beach, and he's going to Miami, a.k.a. PBC, and is he going to go over there and fight Earl Spence immediately, or is he going to get some of that Denny Garcia work, and move up? We don't know, but let's talk about it. And if I'm missing comments, I hate it, guys. I'm kind of like, talking, and I try to catch most people, but I do miss a lot. So it's never on purpose. Never on purpose. XPG says he's not the heat of the moment, win, lose, or draw. He was going to retire. I don't think he would have retired if he won, Expert. I don't think so. I know he said that. I don't think so, bro. You telling me if Shawn Porter would have came out here and let's say he would have stopped Terence Crawford in 3 rounds, you think he would have retired? Or would he fought Earl Spence Jr., who he thought he was arguably beating, bro? He thought he was beating Earl. Like I said, I think the whole post-fight press conference took a certain turn based off the loss. If he would have won, it would not have been the end of Shawn Porter. He would have tried to rematch Earl Spence Jr. because Ugas can't fight him. Remember, Ugas can't fight him. Earl Spence Jr. was in the audience. Earl Spence Jr. was not in the audience to see Terence Crawford win. Because the moment Terence Crawford win, Earl Spence Jr. got up and looked like not a satisfactory type of move because of the outcome, and he left immediately, which means he was not there for a pressure to fight Terence Crawford. He was there in support for Shawn Porter, and if Shawn Porter would have beat Terence Crawford, there probably would have been a rematch right there immediately, because Ugas can't do it because the WBA is making him fight Dick, Tom, and Harry with 10 fights or so. Say Porter wins. So let's see. Let me see. See Perception Music. Everyone hit the damn like button. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Listen, guys, I'm back and I'm live again the same night, man. How often do I do this? Literally, my voice is normally gone, but I'm back giving this work, man. After watching this post-fight press conference, I like, listen, bro. If I got to be back at it like a chiropractor, giving you boxing giggles this work, I got to do it. D-Ray, what's up with you, champ? It's Bud, the goods now. I mean, I don't know if that's a question for me because, I've always been a fan of Terence Crawford. I've been a fan of Earl Spence and Terence Crawford. I think both fighters are the goods. They're just going to meet each other to see who's better. But I've been thought Terence was the goods as well as Earl Spence as well. So I'm not knocking any of them fighters because I still like both of them. Crawford number one pound for pound. D-Rest, who you picking? Crawford KO 314 Mike 713. Porter dad sold him out. I mean, man, there's a couple of things I didn't like. He said he already planned on stopping the fight before the fight happened. If he saw something he didn't like, the reason I don't like that is because you're going into a mindset of a fight already heavy, stopping the fight as an option when that should not be an option. That should not be a thought in your mind before a fight. It should be a natural reaction to the course of a fight. It should be a natural reaction. Oh, he's beating. He can't come back. He's about to lose. I want to save his life and his career. Let me stop it. It should not be a pre-thought before fight. I didn't like that. But again, that's their relationship. They did a career together. Sound like Shawn Porter has ended his career with his father, and they still stay next door from each other. And no matter what we say, whatever they say, they work it out amongst themselves. We just have an opinion. I just have an opinion, and that's just all it is. Humble Beginnings said, "Oh, sorry about that. I missed the TDub." Yes, you did, Humble Beginnings. Yes, you did. I went live. Calling Demetrius Andrade. I was fighting people left and right who was putting Andrade down. And Andrade got a... Man, what stoppage was that? Was that second round? I think he got a second round stoppage. I mean, Andrade was going out there trying to put some hands on that boy. And after the fight, Demetrius Andrade, he said he had the second round stoppage against... wasn't it quickly... Quingley or something like that. I was like, he stopped quickly, whatever his name is. He said, listen, Demetrius Andrade made a good point. He told the interviewer, he said, listen, bro. He said, last week you interviewed Jaime Munguia and you were talking about the fight to make it is Triple G and blah, blah, blah. He said, listen, bro. He said, you're pushing the wrong fight, man. The fight to be made is Jaime Munguia versus me. He said, Jaime Munguia has been my mandatory since he came to 160. They said, instead of fighting me then, they wanted to give him a couple fights under his belt. He has now had 4 fights under his belt, and they still don't want to fight me. He said, I offer Canelo Alvarez $40 million. He don't want to fight me. I want to fight the winner between Triple G and Murata. Triple G already has shown no interest in fighting Demetrius Andrade. And he offered Jamal Charlo opportunity to fight him, and they won't fight him. I thought it was a really good performance from Demetrius Andrade. I thought at times he was winging some shots, but he got away with it and got the stoppage. I don't like how Earl made a beeline to the exit. It don't look good, bro. Extra genius. Bro, that does not look good. To me, it looked like you came there to support Shawn Porter, and if Shawn Porter would have won, you possibly would have challenged Shawn Porter in a rematch. But when Terence Crawford won, that's not the person you wanted to see win. You didn't want to stick around for any cameras or interviews. That's how it looked. He gone before we were. Call it. In the building, the one, the only, La D in the building. What it does, said Whatsblazing. Thank you. I appreciate you coming to the chat to spend some time with your boy TDub because I'm back at it like a crack at it, giving you boxing geekers this St. Louis work. Let's work. D-Way, we meet again. Yes, sir. The Queen. Whatsblazing. Good coverage of the Andre fight yesterday. I watched a lot of it and hit the like. There we go, man. Yes. I'm telling you. Your boy went live, man. I went live yesterday. Talked to my boy Johnny. I think the only fight I called was the did I call it? I don't know if I called a co-main event, but I definitely called the main event. I called the main event, and just like tonight, I called the main event. And to me, Andrade is a good fighter, man. Andrade is a really good fighter, and to me, Andrade has the right mindset. A lot of these fighters are in the Canelo lane. They putting themselves in that lane. With Canelo driving in front of everybody and everybody else behind Canelo, where, to be honest, Canelo, his career is moving forward, but you're behind him. Your career is not really moving forward. Like, in all honesty, Triple G career ain't went forward. Jamal Charlo career hasn't taken off. And all these guys is waiting their turn to get the Willy Wonka golden ticket card. And their career are not going anywhere. And now this cruiserweight is thanking God that he hit the lottery. And he's probably going to go out there and lay up a dud so Canelo can get the title as well. These fighters have to start fighting each other. Canelo is great. He's a great boxer. He made his own lane. He's not in Floyd Mayweather lane. He's not in Manny Pacquiao lane. Canelo is in the Canelo lane. And Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, Murata, Triple G, and all these guys, Jaime McGill, they need to fight. Make a lane. Yes, a few of you going to take losses. But you got to do that in order to make a lane. You all trying to wait for Canelo, and you may never get picked. In your career, each year go back, you're getting older, and now somebody coming up is going to clip you. I like that mindset from Demetrius Andrade. I do like that. Fight each other. They're like, why won't he fight Billy Joe Saunders? Man, he better what? He tried to fight Billy Joe Saunders at 154. Billy Joe said took some stuff, got the title strip, was supposed to fight Andrade again for the title, said no, went to this was at 160. Said no, went to 168, got another title. Andrade said, I'll come to 68 and fight you for that title. He said no again. Listen, bro, Andrade, he's had a rocky career. He made some bad decisions in his time, but right now, these guys won't fight him, bro. They are ducking him. Andrade and David B might have to go next. I don't think Andrade is going to fight David Benavidez because David Benavidez is at 168 pounds. And I think David Benavidez right now is focused on Jamal Charlo because him and Jamal Charlo have been having words. Which is an understanding why Benavidez want to fight Jamal Charlo. But to me, it doesn't look good for a 168-pounder to want to just pick off 160-pounders. It don't look good. But Jamal Charlo was talking smack, so he is worthy to talk back to Jamal Charlo. But Benavidez should not be like, Jaime, what's up? Triple G. Listen, bro, you 168. Fight the 168, or if somebody talking smack, fight them guys. Don't poke the dog. Humble beginners D-Ray would be a firefight. Who would? Listen. I think again. I don't think this fight going to happen. If Andrade fought Dave Benavidez, you guys want to know a shocker? If they did a catch weight at 154, this is what's going to shock you guys. It'd be a good fight. But I'm going to say something that's going to shock you. I'm going to go with Andrade by decision. I just think he's so unorthodox and he's so hard to hit clean and his IQ is so high. I think he would get Benavidez if they met at a catch weight by decision. But I think Benavidez will be a tougher fight for Jamal Charlo than he is for Demetrius Andrade. I think because Charlo don't really move around. Charlo will come forward, the tight guard, using the jab, trying to land a big right hand, and maybe an uppercut. He's going to be there for the most part to catch more shots from Benavidez. I think Andrade is going to be very, very frustrating for David Benavidez, and it's going to make Benavidez take more chances, and I think he's going to get counterpunched. But again, I don't think this fight going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Let's see. I really appreciate this stream. Hey, thank you, man. D-Ray, subscribe, like, share, and all platforms. Family blessings. I appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel, man. Listen, we trying to get to 10,000. I don't have no, I'm doing the best to push myself, but even though I'm pushing myself to push you guys to dive into the channel and become part of the movement. And listen, man, guys, grow together. You know what I'm saying? A year from now, 15,000, 20,000, 25, 30,000, grow together. Become part of the movement together. Be part of the chat together. You know what I'm saying? Keep the blaze going. Yo, Shawn Porter retired. Okay, I think did I read that? In his own lane. Don't hate on Canelo. Bro, I'm not hating on Canelo. I'm saying Canelo made his own lane. These other guys need to make their own lane. They are all looking like students, raising their hands, telling the teacher to pick me, to pick me. And if you don't get picked, you're just waiting always to say pick me, pick me. They need to make their own lane. And again, if you're talking about the hate about him fighting that cruiserweight, listen, bro. It's a cherry pick. I don't know how that fight's going to play out, but if I had to guess, that's a cherry pick. They said, listen, we see a fight we can win at cruiserweight. That's a cherry pick. Come on, man. All right. If Terence Crawford can fight Errol Spence, Ugas, or Shawn Porter, and he said, you know what, I want to fight Palomar Naji because I think it's a fight I can win, you guys would say it's a cherry pick. Now, yes, it's a different division. This is a bigger fighter, and it's still interesting just because of that fact. But the fact is, they say they're picking a fight they feel they can win. It's a cherry pick. Now, how the cherry, is it going to be a tough cherry or not? We'll find out on fight night. But we got to start calling things what they actually are. Keep it real boxing in the building. What up with it? Champ! He said, LOL, did you see Spence? He walked out, makes me think he don't want Crawford. Listen, I tell you right now, he didn't want no questions about Crawford at all. Bob Arum talking about making Crawford versus Taylor. It doesn't matter because Crawford said his mind is already made up. They have, think about it. Bob Arum is not Terence Crawford promoter anymore. Terence Crawford is a free agent, and he became a free agent by beating the most dangerous threat at the time, Shawn Porter. This is the best case scenario for Terence Crawford. He came off the biggest win of his career as welterweight by a knockout, and he's not signed with a promoter. That means he is in a win-win situation for his next fight. And if he wanted to do a one-fight deal with Top Rank for Josh Taylor, he could. But guess what? It's not going to happen. Here's why it's not going to happen. Not because the Top Rank don't want it. Not because Terence Crawford don't want it. Because Josh Taylor don't want it. Josh Taylor already said that, listen, Unless I can get a really big fight at 140, I'll fight at 140 like it's Lopez or something. If not, I'm moving to 147. But I'm not finna fight Terence Crawford up top. I need about 2 or so fights to get used to the division. So he already said he's gonna need fights to get accustomed to the division of 147. He's not finna fight Terence Crawford next. So that fight's off the table. And if Josh Taylor just watched what he done to Shawn Porter, listen, I'm just saying, if Josh Taylor just saw this, that was enough to make Josh Taylor go, nope, a big old swallow. Because that's tough. Terence Crawford is not only a boxer, but the boy is cracking. And the boy is cracking at 147. Josh Taylor is taller, but I'm telling you right now, man, if you are a Josh Taylor fan, you might not want that fight next. You might want to say he'll beat Crawford, but you might not want that fight next. Because if you got that fight next, it might not go the way you want it to go. Just saying. Spence Charlo, nah, that's not going to happen. Spence is like brother with the Charlos. I'm not hating. He did pop for PED. Fact, what I miss? Canelo made PED cheat lane. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You talking about the Clint Buterol? You know what I don't like? Humble beginnings. I don't like that the sanctioning bodies are bowing down to Canelo. Like, they all want him so bad they giving in to everything he do. I don't like how he can get busted for something, and what they do is they actually make it legal where it can actually be taken. I don't like that. I mean, like I said, but you know, it's the world we live in, man. It's the world we live in the sport that we love. No disrespect intended, EJ, Bud, Smoke, Crawford, who you pick. When they first talked about Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr., and it's been years ago, I said it was a 51-49% fight. I favor Terence Crawford. I don't think that changed. I even though Terence Crawford just beat Shawn Porter like that, I still think it's a slim margin fight. I think Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence is a slim margin fight, and it's going to be a tough fight. Earl is southpaw. Terence fights in the southpaw stance. I still got this maybe a 51% favor in Terence Crawford. But remember, that's not saying he's just going to go crazy. That means it's a damn good fight. If I got to pick a winner, I'll go with Bud. But anything can happen. I got Bud over Spence at D-Ray. Devin Haney, the truth and the expert genius. Devin Haney. Did I miss something? Mike Wilson, Bud versus Ugas. Spence is Mr. T. The dream. You are doing a great job and an inspiration. Hope it's me. Talking about me. I hope so, bro. Mike Wilson said support the channel, man. Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Listen, like a lot of people don't know, man. You know, I have a lot of, you know, personal things that go on that take my time away. I have a lot of people, this is their full-time job. It's not my full-time job, you know, so I have a regular, 9 to 5 that, pays the bills, but I enjoy talking boxing so much that I make this time. I invest this time. I invest my money into these pay-per-views. I mean, I don't know if you guys realize that most of these times I take a loss. Like, let's say this. I buy this video. Let's say I buy the fight tonight for $69 or $70, right? And if the video only gets, let's say 10,000, right? And let's say I get a couple of super chats, I lose money. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, just a majority of these times, it's not a win in the short term for me, but I keep grinding. I keep pushing forward. And I hope you guys enjoy the channel and subscribe to the channel. And it would be nice to be able to have a higher return on my investment. Putting the work in, even if it's not super chat, but just getting the views. 80,000, 100,000. Just to pump the channel out there. Keep loyal people coming back and keep trying to improve the channel for you guys and for myself, so we can continue to stay in love with sport of boxing. Through your boy TDub. Hard to say Canelo not pound for pound though. Facts make. I'm not gonna argue who's pound for pound or not. Crawford, Canelo, both of them guys are hell of fighters. Crawford needs to go independent. Canelo is not pound for pound number one over Crawford. Canelo flexing weight though. Oh, look at, they're going back and forth. Taylor is worried about his mandatory. I have Crawford number one. La D. Josh Taylor should fight Gary Antoine. Is that Russell you trying to say? Will beat him. I promise. He beat Boots innings 2 or 3 times. You know what, man? Gary Antoine Russell, that boy can fight, man. That boy can fight. Skill, speed, combination. Listen, that boy Antoine is a bad man. He's a bad man, bro. He's a bad man. Crawford number one pound for pound weight flexing means something. Cruiserweight ain't shot. Canelo versus Fury would be a wish, though. I'm not trolling, asking a real question. Do you think Canelo comes in at 210? Can he beat AJ at heavyweight, given what we've seen from AJ and his chin? You trolling. Listen, bro. Anthony Joshua's biggest problem is mental. It's mental. There should not be any way Canelo beats Anthony Joshua. I'm just being real. It shouldn't be. If Anthony Joshua it just shouldn't be. Canelo comes in at 210, 5'9", and Anthony Joshua was 6'5", right? Or 6'6", and he coming in at 239 or 240. Joshua should be able to 1-2 punch Canelo into a new dimension, because Canelo don't got fast feet. Canelo has been beating these fighters by walking them down. Usyk beat Joshua by movement. If Canelo walks down Anthony Joshua, Joshua should retire, bro. If Canelo walks down Joshua and he has Joshua moving around like Caleb Plant or Billy Joe Saunders and smiling and getting hit with shots and about to get knocked out, man, Joshua, listen, boy, that'd be the biggest flop in the world, man. Because Joshua, if Canelo comes at Joshua should be like, thank you, God, I ain't gotta chase him. Let's eat. And he should be able to cook Canelo. He should be able to cook him, bro. Porter will be back. He said he retired. Watching the post-fight press conference, Shawn Porter announced his retirement. He didn't tell his dad about it. He was asked about it. I think he thought about it. And I think he realized that, he fought everyone he can fight at welterweight. He left no stone unturned. He got all the answers to all the big fights. The what if it would have happened, he got it. He got it. Keith Thurman trying to fight Earl trying to fight, Manny Pacquiao. The only person Shawn Porter didn't fight was Manny Pacquiao. And we don't even know if Manny Pacquiao was high on his list to fight. We know he was sparring Manny Pacquiao some years ago. But we do know that Shawn Porter... Man, listen, man. Let me go to his resume. Man. Hold on, man. Hold on. It's Saturday. Shawn Porter box weight. It's 30. I just ran. Hold on, guys. I got to refill. And then you know what I'm gonna do, guys? When I stop from going live, I got me a steak in the refrigerator. I'm gonna set that boy out. I'm gonna season that thing up pretty good. I'm gonna save my salt for last before I get it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get that skillet nice right. Just a little oil in there. Slap that bad boy in that thing, man. Flip it over after 5 or 6 minutes. Slap that bad boy back on that skillet. Take that thing out. Let it rest for about 10 minutes and 39 seconds. 10 minutes and 30. No. You know what? Yeah, I'll do 10 minutes. About 10 minutes, 39 seconds. When I slice into that bad baby, pop, 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 pop. Hit it like Salt Bay. I'm gonna eat. Bon appetit. All right. I'm about to Salt Bay something tonight, man. Ooh, boy. Hey, Box Rec don't wait, boy. They already got that loss on Shawn Porter record right now. They said you ain't gotta wait, bro. You can like, as soon as he lost, he going to Box Rec, and they got that loss up there. But check this out. Notable names. Take my hat off to Shawn Porter. I'm literally, man. I was pulling for Terence Crawford this fight, but I still respect Shawn Porter. Like, this is honestly, Shawn Porter is come off to me as a guy that I would literally love just to shoot the shit with, just to talk some boxing, kick some laughs with. You know what's crazy? I think I pulled for Crawford to beat Shawn Porter tonight. But if it was coming to just hanging out with somebody and talking and shooting, talking smack with, I think Shawn Porter would be a lot more easier going to do that with than Terence Crawford. So, I fought Terence Crawford, Earl Smith Jr., Ugas, Danny Garcia, Adrian Granados, Andre Berto, Keith Thurman, Adrian Broner, Kell Brook, Paulie Malignaggi, St. Louis' own Devin Alexander, Julio Diaz, Phil LaGreco, Alfonso Gomez. But you know what? Just those names alone, you already know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Lala D said definitely be spoke to Porter, Ruiz, East Canelo at heavyweight. They're in the same camp. They ain't gonna fight. Really retired? Yes, he retired. Floyd and Pacquiao are the only ones not on Porter's resume. Bro, listen, man. Bro. I respect Porter. He announced here. You guys want to hear it? Hold on. Check this out. I can do a little bit, but not a lot of it. Where's my thing? Here we go. Check this out. Listen.
Win, lose, or draw. Even if it was a draw, they were telling us we were gonna have to do it again. I was not gonna do it again.
Right now, if he just jumping in, matter of fact, if you can hear this, he's saying they were saying win, lose, or draw. They had a date on if it was a draw when they had to do it again. He said I wasn't going to do it again.
I'm announcing my retirement right now.
I'm announcing my retirement right now. And then, Kenny kind of looked at him, didn't make no moves, kind of looked at him. Kenny didn't know he was going to do that. Kenny didn't know.
One of the guys I admire in this sport is...
Kenny didn't know. So Shawn Porter, guys, Shawn Porter has announced his retirement. Again, this could be after losing. Listen, guys. To be honest, I don't think you should never ask a fighter after he lost what he's going to do next. Because a lot of fighters, when they lose, they contemplate retirement. A lot of them. Because they just lost. Let these guys go back, spend some time, and at that point decide either get back in it or retirement. Thing is, Shawn Porter doesn't have anything else to offer at welterweight. In my honest opinion, either he retire or go to 154, because at 154, he still has a bigger enough name at what he done at welterweight that he can still make a big fight with anyone at 154 pounds. He can still do it. And if Danny Garcia, think about this. If Danny Garcia could retire, right? He could retire. He lost to Earl. He lost to Shawn Porter. He lost to Keith Thurman. He would have lost to Terence Crawford if he fought him. Danny could say, I can retire or I go to 154. Danny talking about going to 154 and talking about fighting possibly Jermell Charlo. What if Shawn Porter went to 154? Then he went to 154. They can fight a little bit and possibly beat up at 154 and make another big payoff off each other. So right now, as it stands, he says he retired, and he is retired until he comes out and says, you know what? We thought about it. We took a year off. Week after he found that hunger again, we're back. I hope you guys like this late work, man. Hey, if you like this late work, do me a favor. Hit that like button, man. Oh, somebody trying to call in? Hold on. It's not set up. All right. 402, call back. Because it's not set up. It's set up right now, though. But it wasn't set up before. Mike Wilson, there's no excuses in boxing. Go to 154 or go down. Now, he can't go down, bro. You know... No, you wrong. Ruiz would eat with a king-size Snicker. Humble beginnings. John, what's up with the champ? Fight went how I thought it would be. Canelo beats Macombo. Doja Sin. Ruiz would literally eat Canelo with a splash of jalapeno juice. He went up with a splash of jalapeno juice. Listen, man. Andy Ruiz is not gonna fight Canelo because they're in the same camp. If you're talking about heavyweights, man, Canelo need to stay away from heavyweights, unless like they, you know what? Let's say this: if some kind of way, Usyk, here we go. 402, you live with your boy TDub. Who's calling? Where you calling from? And let's talk about it. Cheers.
Hey, what's happening, man? I'm you know what? I'm born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up in Kansas City, Missouri right now.
All right, y'all. I'm in St. Louis, man. Salute, champ. So
Yes, sir. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Love the atmosphere. Everything's good. You know what? And listen. When it comes to boxing, I grew up on Tuesday night fights, watching Floyd Mayweather come up as a youth, right? I watched that. Now, see, a lot of your viewers don't know nothing about Tuesday night fights. Am I right?
Well, I got some old school fighters, but yeah, man. I mean, Tuesday night fights and even Friday night fights been around for a long time.
But hold on, Mayweather came up from Tuesday night fights.
Right.
Now, let me tell you something. What Bud showed tonight is just the beginning. Because any other time, Mr. Spence would have went up in the ring if it was PBC. If it was PBC, he walks up in the ring. Am I right? If it would have been a PBC fight, does Spence go up in the ring?
I think if Shawn Porter would have won, I think Spence probably would have won the ring. But since Terence Crawford won, he didn't go in the ring.
But let me ask.
But this is not a PBC event. This is not. But listen, in his behalf, this is not a PBC event, and they had security at each post of that ring.
Yeah, I know that.
Right.
I know.
So I don't think he could have just walked up in there like that.
No, but hold on. He has all rights too. He can. He could have told. He could have been invited. Let me go up in the ring.
Nah, it won't work that way. He need to been invited. He need to been invited to do it. Like Terence Crawford would have had to say, "Oh, Spencer, here, come up," and then he could have came up. But no, he couldn't have just rushed himself.
But he called him out. Am I right? Bud called him out right then and there, right?
Well, no, Bud didn't know he was in the ring. Bud didn't know he was in the arena until he was told that he left the arena.
He walking away. Oh, what's happening?
But no, he was already gone though. At that time, he was already, because they were saying that.
Let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm gonna tell you a perfect fight, and this is what it's gonna be. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Spence needs to move up, fight Charlo. That would be a great fight.
It's not gonna happen.
No, that's a great fight though.
They're in the same camp. They got the same trainer, bro.
Hold on. I'm telling you. Listen. Spence
No, he does.
He's done with
That's
one-
not. That's
He's
not a
done
good
with
move.
147.
It's
There's-
not.
He has not.
He does. He has
What
Terence
does
Crawford.
he have to prove?
He has to fight Ugas and Terence Crawford to.
Man, he won't fight him. Man, it's not gonna happen.
Listen, that's
Bud's
just.
gonna fight. Bud will fight Ugas before he fights.
Listen,
Spence.
Earl Spence was trying to fight Ugas, but the WBA pulled some crazy stuff, and they making Ugas fight somebody else.
Yes, sir.
Earl Spence Jr., in my opinion, he's not afraid of Terence Crawford. I got Terence Crawford picked to win that fight, but he's not afraid of him.
I'm not saying none of that.
And he has unfinished business. Like he should not go to 154.
Those are facts. Those are facts. At the end of the day, let me tell you something. If Pacquiao was actually training for Ugas, he would have beat the shit out of him. And you and I both know.
Hold on,
that.
say that again, champ.
If now I'm this is what I'm saying. If Pacquiao was training to fight Ugas, he would have beat the shit out of him. But he was training for Spence. When you train for a fighter, when you train, your eyes are on that fighter and tendencies, right? So when you go, okay, he knew it was his last fight, so he had no choice. And blessings to Spence, he's a great fighter. And can I say this too? Shawn Porter is the heart and a lion of a warrior. He's a great fighter, and he's gonna go on to do big things. My thing is, you cannot, and I wish that Spence Pacquiao fight would have happened, but because it didn't happen, we will never know who is the real champion. Who would be? We don't get Sugar Ray Leonard.
What you mean? What you mean? Who was the real champion? We know who the real champion is. Listen,
it's Bud. It's Bud.
Here, all right,
Bud all day long. He's pound for pound number one.
Hear me out.
Hold
on. Champ. Hear me out.
Yeah.
Pacquiao, especially a younger Pacquiao, I believe would have beat Ugas for sure. But this was an older Pacquiao, and he was training for a southpau.
He didn't train for Ugas.
Hold on. Listen, hold on. Champ, hold on. Pacquiao was training for a southpaw and Spence.
Right.
Hold on. Spence got pulled out. Remember, Ugas was not training.
Within a week.
But hold on.
2 weeks.
Hold on.
2 weeks.
Hold on, Champ.
2 weeks.
Champ, hold on. Ugas wasn't even training for Pacquiao. His fighter pulled out with an eye injury, which means he had to adjust to Pacquiao the same amount of time that Pacquiao had to adjust to Ugas. No. Yes.
Can I hold on? Time out.
So they didn't have the same amount of time to adjust for each other.
Hold on. Time out. We can agree to disagree real quick. What I'm saying is, you're in camp for 2 months, right? And you're training.
Both of them in camp for 2 months training for somebody different.
But hold on. He was training for okay, listen. You're training. Listen, you are a vet. You're a vet, right? You know Father Time is catching up with you. So your focus is on how he does movements, footwork, everything. You have to throw all that out the window,
bro.
But 1 week.
Listen,
you got to throw that all out the window for 1 week.
Now I know 1 week.
For 1
bro,
week.
Listen, you
get what I'm saying?
He had
an option. You got to switch it up,
bro. He had an option. The option was.
I know.
Listen, hear me out. Here's the option, and it's simple. Cancel the fight. Wait till we get better, or fight the replacement and still get paid. Pacquiao decided to fight. Bro,
he got paid regardless.
But why are we arguing this? Like, listen, it happened. It already happened.
Time out. I'm not arguing that.
Okay.
What I'm saying is,
what's the actual point? What's the point?
Listen. Let me get to my point. I wish instead of Spence taking the freaking Pacquiao fight and leave Pacquiao alone, it should have been Spence and Crawford tonight instead of Porter.
I mean, but you hear what Terence Crawford said. Did you hear what Terence Crawford said? Terence Crawford said if Top Rank could not get him in a fight while he was with Top Rank. That's why. Listen, Terence Crawford has decided he said, listen, he said what I'm doing. My mind is I'm already done. Terence Crawford already has something set up to where he's not dealing with Top Rank, and to me, it indicates he's going to be working with the PBC, and he's going to get them fights, bro. He's going to get them fights. Keith Thurman.
Time out. Hold on? Time out. And I'm gonna say this, and I've been watching boxing since I was a kid. You know what I mean? I'm 45 years old, right? Let me tell you something. Crawford reminds me so much of his footwork of Sugar Ray Leonard. He knows when to hit you. Not when you want to be hit.
But what's the point?
He know when to hit you.
Listen, we're not going to disagree with that. I like Terence
he know
Crawford.
when to hit you.
But I mean,
he
what's
know
the
when
point?
to hit
Like,
you.
listen, we agree that Terence Crawford is an amazing fighter. I picked him to win tonight.
Yeah.
He won.
Let's
Let's get to nitty gritty. What's the nitty gritty? Like what's the actual angle? What did you get to?
Okay, my angle I'm getting at, I really don't think that this Spence Crawford fight is going to happen. I really don't. I think Spence is going to take a tune-up fight and then fight Bud come November, December. Or actually, hold on. I'm not even going to say November, December. I'm going to say like a July, August.
So you
like
do believe the
feast
feat's going to happen?
It'll be like
the fight's going to happen, but it's not going to happen for another 2 fights.
Yeah, because Spence needs he's going to take a tune.
He doesn't want a tune-up fight though. He doesn't want one.
But he's going to have to take one. He's going to have to take one. He has no choice. He's going to have to take one. Listen, a torn retina is like the pain of a torn retina is like the pain of a sore tooth.
Yeah, I mean, he's cleared. That means he's not feeling any pain right now. Doctors cleared him.
I understand it, but he don't want to get straight in the ring with Bud right now. That's not going to happen. He's going to have to take a tune-up fight.
Now,
he's going to have to.
Here's my thing. Now I can actually agree with you that I don't think it's next. I disagree when you say Bud needs to move to 154. Not Bud, but
no.
Spence.
No.
Need to move to 154.
I never said. Hold on, time out. I never said Bud. I never said Bud moving to 154.
No, Spence. You said Spence needs to move. Right. He should not move to 154. He got work to do.
Let me tell you something. If Spence moves to 154,
why? He has two titles.
Listen. If Spence moves to 154, he owns everything. Ain't nobody fucking with him.
No, he doesn't, bro.
Man, who fucks with? Excuse my language. Who messes with Spence at 154?
Listen, I'm not finna talk.
I just want to ask you. Who messes with Spence at 154?
Listen, I'm not talking about who's messing with him at 154 because the guy is a reigning unified champion at 147, and just like the movie, he has unfinished business. And he has Ugas fight.
If you look, can I say something real quick?
He's not clearly number one in his division. Why move
can I say
up?
Something?
I'm gonna give you 20 seconds to cook. Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
Okay, if you look at my 49er hat, just like I said, Bud fights Ugas, and Errol Spence is Mr. T.
You know what I'm doing, bro? Hey, I'm gonna open up.
Do you like my logic? Do you like my logic on that?
But hey, listen, I hear your logic. But we cooked a while. I'm gonna keep cooking your topic, man. But salute to you, bro.
I love the content. I love the content.
Yeah, thank you, man.
I appreciate everything you're doing, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, support Black freaking. Please support us.
Let's go.
You know what? It's easy to downgrade a Black person. because we already downgraded ourselves.
Don't we?
You know, we already killing ourselves out in this world.
Don't we,
You know,
man?
and you know what? You know what? Everybody say it's the white man we should fear, but it's our own kind that's doing the killing here.
To me,
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna talk too much about it, but even when I heard about that young Dolph, I'm like, geez, come
Hey,
on, bro.
Listen, you know what? How you give everything back to the community, but the community kill you?
Because
You know what I mean?
hate and jealousy is real. But all right, champ, I'm gonna continue to cook on what you say,
sir.
man. But thank you
man,
again for
man,
calling in, bro.
You know what? It's Mike Wilson. You see the 49er hat, man. Much love to you, and I support you. And
Yes,
keep
sir.
doing your thing, and stay positive at all times, man.
Thank
Much
you,
love.
Mike. I appreciate it. There it is. Hey, that's Mike Wilson from the chat, man. And listen, I'm gonna cook on this. I'm gonna close down the in case somebody want to call. I'm gonna close down real quick. But I think we agree that we both think Terence Crawford is a really good fighter. I picked him to win tonight. I picked him to edge the fight against Errol Spence Jr. when they first started talking about it. I still think style makes fight. Do you know why you want to know why I respect Terence Crawford? Because Terence Crawford could have took a shot at Earl because they were setting him up to take a shot at Earl. They said, well, Earl, beat him by decision and got the knockdown to get the victory, and you stopped Porter, and what do you think about that? And Terence Crawford, like an educated boxing mind, he says style makes fights. And a lot of people don't get that. He's saying that my style was worse for Porter to beat than Errol Spence Jr. style. And he said it doesn't matter how each one of us won, we both end up getting the win. So he really said neither one of them is greater than the other, but in reality, as fans, we do see one is greater than the other. You gotta remember, see, even though I talk this boxing, and I tell people, I say, listen, I am not a deep historian. I can't recall fights back in 1935 and 40. I can't. But when it comes to how to fight, what to move, and being a fighter, I've been that. I fought. I did my amateur career, stay undefeated. But I know the difference between style makes fights. I understand that. Errol Spence fought a different style. Errol Spence tried to fight, or either he fought Shawn Porter in the style that Shawn Porter was fighting in, and he was damn near losing. Terence Crawford, as crazy as this gonna sound, even when Shawn Porter was winning those early rounds, Terence Crawford fought the style he wanted to fight when he wanted to fight. He backed up when he wanted to back up. He pressed forward when he wanted to press forward. He turned it on when he wanted to turn it on. When Shawn Porter was throwing crazy shots, he took the high guard. And even though people gave Shawn Porter that round, he caught about 90% of those punches. I was impressed, man. I was impressed. Because I'm visualizing it, as I said to you guys. I remember Shawn Porter was throwing all this stuff, and Terence Crawford, like, he was just catching it. And he would push it. He would catch it, and he would push Shawn Porter off. Shawn Porter throw these shots. He catch. He was smiling like, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing, literally pushing him off and damn near pushed Shawn Porter to a corner. I was like, wow. But now, here's where we disagree with my boy Mike. Here's where we disagree. Errol Spence Jr. should not move up. It's ridiculous. Why would he move up to 154? He is a unified champion. He has 2 of the 4 major belts at 147. You're saying it is a great idea for him to drop those belts and let whoever get those belts, a Yildirim type of fighter, a Rocky Fielding type of fighter, and then who else comes along and clean up some easy work. No. He should give up 2 belts to start over at 154? To start over? No. You either move up in weight after you clean out of the division, or you move up in weight after you was unsuccessful of cleaning out of the division, and then you move up as a last career move to further your career, to keep fighting. It is not a good decision, in my opinion. But listen, this is what's blazing in sports, and guess what? You can have a different opinion. If you disagree with me, let me know. I'm not afraid of the heat. Listen, I keep my lines open. Sometimes they were closed now, but they open. I keep my lines open. I'm ready for the smoke. I'm the bull in here. My nostrils are flaring. I ain't right. Listen, I'm the bull. When I walk around, all you hear is the Chicago Bulls. Dun, 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 dun. At 6'6", North Carolina, Michael. You know who I'm talking about. Mike Wilson, there he is at salute. Yes, sir. Salute, my champ. Salute. Which thanks for the call, bro. I know why he would move up, because he's scared of Terence. And listen, bro, he's not scared of Terence Crawford. Now, I do believe that he wanted Porter to win, but he's not scared of Crawford. I don't think so. I think it's a 51-49% fight. I will put my 51% in the Terence Crawford bag, but that 49% coming back from Errol Spence, that's a hell of a 49%. Errol Spence is not going to be making the same mistakes. Remember, guys, before Shawn Porter got stopped, people had this as a close fight, even a one-round fight. And Shawn Porter made a lot of mistakes. Shawn Porter was leaping in there like a rich man marrying a young girl without getting a prenup. He was going in head first too fast. He didn't know what hit him. He got a little taste of some whippersnapper. He was in too fast before he knew what happened. Earl is not going to do that, guys. Earl versus Terence Crawford, I don't think it's going to be as exciting as this fight, but it's going to be a lot higher skilled in this fight on both sides. We say what we want to say, but the boxer said, Terence Crawford said style makes fights. And they do. Earl is a southpaw. Reach. Power. Can box and bang. Terence Crawford is a switch hitter. Power in both hands. Juggernauts, grenade launchers in both hands. It's an amazing fight. It's an amazing, and if you are a fight fan, you don't want Spence to move up. Because you know what? Terence Crawford never gets that big fight. He never gets the big fight. You want Earl to stay at welterweight. You want Terence to stay at welterweight. Remember, Terence Crawford talked about fighting at 154. Hold on. The only person... Terence Crawford talked about fighting at 154 tonight. Terence did. And if he talked about fighting at 154, that means he already has an opponent he possibly picked out. And I wouldn't be surprised if he got his eyes on Jermell Charlo. One thing for sure, Showtime Shawn is going back to the analyst booth. Yes, sir. He's very good at that. Bud is Sugar Ray all day. I had Crawford way up. My bad. I'm drunk. I had Crawford. Okay, I got you. Bud is boxer first. TDub knows the biz. Run it up. Run them likes up. Subscribe. I appreciate it, man. Listen, guys. You know what? I think we cooked enough. It's 2:13, man. I want to do some fishing tomorrow. You know what? Let me put this on the charger. Listen, I might do some fishing tomorrow. Let me check the water level, because where I fish at. Because I might do a catch and cook tomorrow. If I do a catch and cook, to be honest, man, almost whatever I catch, I'ma cook it. Well, I ain't lying. If it's a freshwater drum, a buffalo, a carp, a walleye, a white bass, a hybrid, I'm cooking that thing. So I'm gonna have one tight line with a worm on it. But for the most part, I really want to target that walleye. I want that sauger or that saugai. Cause I'm telling you, when you talk about good and eating, man, if you ain't ate no walleye, if you like crappie, you'll love walleye. Cause I like crappie. All right, let me see. You know what I'm saying? And be, listen, man. And listen, I don't got no boat. Guys, listen, man. I do my dirt from the land. I don't even got a boat. Now, when I get a boat, listen, if we can take this YouTube thing off, I'm going to get a boat one day, and I'm going to be out there making it do what it do, man. But right now, I ain't got no boat. I'm on land making it do what it do. I'm slinging that thing by 100 yards. All right, let's see. Actually, tomorrow looks pretty good. Tomorrow water levels look pretty good. See, you want to know how I'm a fisherman? I check the water levels. Now I'm going to check temperature. What's temperature going to be like? 63. Oh, man. The only bad thing about that is where I go, because I don't have a boat, it's going to be a lot of regular fishermen there. Because if 63 is an 8% rain, man, that's pretty good. That's a nice day. You know what? I might get out for a little bit. But we'll see. All right, guys. He said, I can fish, bro. I love fishing, man. He said, trout for me. Mike, oh, you know what? I do rainbow trout fishing here, too. I do rainbow trout fishing. I like using either dough bait or some like artificial worms, you know what I'm saying? They kind of float, but I use like a small hook. Fight of the year. All right. Here we go, guys. One thing. Okay, I read that. All right, guys. I'm out. Smash the like button, man. Subscribe to the channel, bro. Your boy's cooking. Listen, I'm live. There's a lot of pressure when you go live. Because if you make a mistake, it's live. You can't undo it. People watching you, you can mess up. And guys, for all this to be on me, I think I do a pretty good job. I'm not perfect, but I think I do a pretty good job. And I have better days than others. But I just hope that you guys like what I do, and you stick with me, stick by me, keep pushing me. American Pass Travel always push me. Even sometimes like I be like, man, you know, I go through my things, and sometimes I want to fall back, and he'll come through on Facebook and say something like, you know what, I gotta get it back out there. And I appreciate that motivation. A lot of time I am my self motivation, so I appreciate that, and I'm gonna keep working. And God, listen, we're gonna get there. We're striving for 10,000, and man, tell a friend, subscribe, get another account, subscribe. Watch video, hit the like button. If you agree with something, let me know. If you do disagree with something, let me know. But you know my slogan, you know my motto. Let's talk about it. And I'm out.